And welcome back to the next part of the character modeling tutorial. Something that we forgot last time is here this thin seam. So just the bevel tool over here to throw in some more detail, and for some reason we have here no beveling, so should figure out what the problem was, since oh well, it was not selected. Okay, well, that was solved quickly. So bevel it. Okay, don't bevel it over here. Let's connect these again at center. This one we don't need to bevel it as well. Over here, let's make a cut, and yeah, we have only quads left. So now we can select this entire part and accept the one at the top and just shrink to move it inside. To add a loop, you might want to delete this for a second and add the loops here. The reason why I'm adding loops is because we don't want this to be a thick line, since, you know, because of the subdivision surface, things leak a lot, and if we set this to material, then it would most probably turn out to you know, be a larger area than we would expect. So select the faces that you want to color and assign them to the right one. And over here, select all of these. Well, we do not want to have these selected, but we have for a second to get the selection right, and then you see that's what I was talking about. But if you now put these to the other material, everything's fine again. So there we go, we have little seams at the back. This is kind of bent in a weird way, so I'm fixing it by using just the box selection tool and moving it. Nothing very special. And now a few difficult tasks are again up. So we need to add details here in the front, and the arm is, in my opinion, going to be difficult, the wrinkles, but we'll do that a little bit later, and we'll see whether we'll encounter those problems or if it's easy. So, oh, look at that. It's a triangle. Where did that come from? So for some reason this is beveled. Maybe I accidentally selected it when I was doing fixing the situation just now. So what you can do is just select these and move them together, and then select everything and remove doubles. And it seems like there was somewhere, oh, be careful, here's one more. There was somewhere where even a real double vertex that we didn't see, so it's a good thing to do that anyways. Or maybe they were just close. Actually, be careful. I have kind of the feeling that we have now a triangle somewhere, because you see how close these are. It would be possible that Blender just thought it was under threshold. So let's go back a few things before the step that we just did before. And here. So this one, let's join them first. And now we have 3 double vertices here. I'm just going to select these and remove doubles. Quick check. Alright, the situation is fixed. I'm not going to do double vertex removal. That's not good. Wait a second, is it really fixed now? Okay, it is. Now, yet another part to do. This will require a bit more detail than we had so far. So here I'm just going to rip this area open. So this would be a bag, kind of, your pocket. But we're not really going to use that. This is just to prevent the loop from interfering with what's above. Actually, we might not even need that one. Well, anyways, let's leave it. So here's another loop, and we will need tons of loops here. First of all, to create a crease. But that's not all we need. We need more of those because this has actually a shape like here. So I'm selecting these and moving them inside. And now this can look a bit weird if you don't have rather solid edges, so we need yet another loop, and then we run into issues here, so we have to go a little bit through that and adjust the vertices to have not too sharp edges. So this one downwards, and the problem here is the solid fill modifier that takes the normals and extrudes it along them, and over here the angle is just too steep, so quick change and it's fixed. This area is going to be hidden underneath that part, but I'm going to make connections between these loops so that we can connect them downwards later on. So connect these from here to here. Well, I'm going to select this color though. Then bridge this area. I'm going to move this one down, and now I'll connect it back to here by using this kind of method. That gives us problems though. Okay, we have already such, I mean, it's going to be hidden and there's almost no way that we'll see it, so who cares? Just cut in whatever structures you need to get quads and it should be fine. No one will say anything about this here, if anyone will see it at all. So that's done. Over here we have to make our crease a bit different, so it's a bit more together, probably very close. I can't see it, so I'm going to activate this one, this feature here. Now I can really get closer. I'm going to move some of these loops outwards so that I don't have so much trouble in there and have more space. And I will do something similar over here. So make this one keep its distance, and these ones will be moved quite close together. Now we have kind of the shape that our reference gives us. Yep, and now we need something on top of it. So we'll create a new object based on these three vertices and copying them to a new object, and I'll enter to edit mode with it selected. First of all, let's create the line that's where it starts. It's probably about this long, not too much, not too less. And over here, kind of a triangular shape. Now I'm going to add a few loops just to, first of all, fit onto the surface better, since it's kind of curved, and also to crease the edges, which will be necessary later. Also, we have here this black outline. So time to take care of those. Merge these corners again, as we always do, and then sharpen it in with one of those different methods that we learned already. Over here I'm going to add another cut, and I'll move these closer to make it sharp. 2 more loops over here, and I'm using the snapping tools, by the way, in case you didn't catch that, so that I'm really on the surface, so that the next step of mine can be the shrink or fatten tool, which will then fix everything. Oh well, turn off the magnet tool, then it will work. So if this happens, your normals are wrong. So select everything, fix the normals, and then move it into the right direction. Now you can select also the border and make it dark. And you might want to add a loop here to be able to control the thickness again. So maybe that's a bit too close, but something like that. Now you can easily control how thick you want it to be. If you want to have this corner sharp as well, just move the vertices together. Yeah, other than that, it's okay. Maybe the size is a bit small, I'm not so sure about that. Worked pretty well. I was worried that it would intersect too much, but we didn't run into trouble at all. Great. So I consider that as done as well. So here is a slight problem, can be fixed easily. That's good. And now I want to add one more seam to here, just because there is kind of missing something. There is so much free space, and since we don't have wrinkles and folds, and we'll just add something here. So I'm going to bevel it, and I'll add a cut. No, this time add 3 cuts. Let's do this right away. I'm going to focus on this little n-gon up here and fix it. So the topology that we need is actually nothing but a cut, but it's pretty hard to place a cut in here. So I'm going to perspective view and then zoom in a way that I can see it and nothing is in front of me. So from here to here I cut, and now we have something that we can select. Just make sure to move this inwards again, and you see this will be some trouble. We need to move this up, and over here select the loop's inner region. It will be this area, right? No, it wasn't. Without these two, right? And this will get assigned to this material, and there we go. We have one more very tiny seam on the side. Not very happy with the curve in it, so I can fix that one quickly as well. So what I just did now is I tried to make this a bit, give it a few small bumps and lines so that we have an effect of force and gravity pushing on it and deforming the cloth. You have to give it a try and see if you can figure out good ways to achieve those effects. Great, awesome. Alright, now last part. This arm is still left to do though. I'm copying this area and separating it into a new object again, and first thing to do will be to reduce all those unnecessary vortices. For example, here this can all be reduced into a single one, and over here the same situation. But we don't want to merge at cursor, we want to merge at center. Now with that area selected, I'm going to do it like this, moving it inside first, and then I'm kind of wrapping this new geometry around it. Make sure that the normals are correct, and then continue modeling. And at this point you have also the chance to change the direction of this ending a little bit, or make it fit the hand better, and then yeah, just do your best to make it fit to what we've created before. So there you go. I'm going to set it to smooth. Maybe make this a bit more round. There is kind of an edge that was visible. Great. So over here I will create a sharper edge, but it will not be, you know, this wide area that is sharp. It's more of a just one edge, not two. That's the point. Over here, of course, be careful with the intersection. And so here we will have again the dark material. So I'm creating a loop and approximately move it to the size of this strip, then add a second loop. And so this is really easy and feels good to finally be able to do it in a short amount of time. Create a quick seam and apply it to the right material. If you want to make it good in particular, you can also add more loops to crease a few of the edges. And by the way, of course, the rest of this region should be colored white. So I'm changing the material once again. Pretty good, in my opinion. Over here, we can now see through. That's kind of an issue. So we need to improve this, what we started, the part that we started with. So select this inner edge and extrude it even more inwards until, make sure to position it well so that you can see nothing of the structures inside as if it was one part. There's plenty of ways to do it. I like to use the proportional editing with connected feature on. Take a final look at everything. that's all there is to it. Now, basically, the code is done, except of course the buttons that we'll add now, and also some folds on the arm, which are a bit hard, and I have to think of a way to make those. Let's add quickly the buttons. So I'll copy this one again, go to edit mode, just copy the that and separate the selection. Then I'll move it to all those places where we need them. So we will definitely need one over here. Well, you just have to position it. I don't have much to comment on at this point. Just use G to move and R to rotate. If the size is not good, scale it with S. And down here I'll add one as well. I mean, it's just on one side, but we'll do the unsymmetrical parts at the very end, and we'd have to place it anywhere. So here it is, and it doesn't even look so bad on both sides. And we need 4 more of them. One over here. Then the other one here. We can also use the snap to face feature to get them close to the surface, but you have to do adjustments manually. Then we select probably just both and move them to over here, where we will need them again, and twice. Now be careful if you're working with 2 of them, since you have to pay twice the attention to the position. You can also do that individually, but both works faster for me. And pretty much that's all there is now. There is one more thing on this arm that we want to add, but that's asymmetrical. So maybe we should do it later? Probably. So now we have wrinkles to do, and this is kind of difficult. So I'm taking a break here, and I'm leaving this video as it is, and I'll check a few ways to do that and see what works and what doesn't. And then in the next part we'll cover that topic, and just so that you have an idea what's left, it's only the scarf that is left and the boots, and then wow, I have no idea who is going to watch this. This is crazy. I mean, I'm working on this project for already 10 hours. About 10 hours it should be. Who is actually going to watch this? It's impossible. So if you're still at this point, really congratulations. I would have never thought that anyone would get to here. Well then, to all of those who are still here, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you like what you see, and this is kind of helpful. We'll continue next part, and have a good day.